years of age, born in Guyana, now fighting out of Brooklyn, New York. Murray weighed in at 149 pounds, 25-4-1 with 17 knockouts. And his opponent tonight is Michael Covington. Covington is 27 years of age out of Trenton, New Jersey. And he has a professional record of 22-0 with 13 knockouts. Well, the IBF has been under a lot of scrutiny, and all you have to do is look at the welterweight rankings, and some question marks go up, Teddy. Michael Covington moved up to number 3, ahead of Vernon Forrest, Ike Corte, and Obakar. Covington with no real big wins on his resume. We asked him if he feels he deserves the number 3 ranking.
I've been, for the last 18 months, I was so busy. You know, I have like 12, 13 fights in the last 18 months. So I deserve it. And I'm fighting quality guys, and now I'm about to fight another quality guy to prove more that I belong there and higher than what I am now.
Well, in all honesty, the best guy he fought was Larry Marks here on Friday Night Fights, won a 10-round majority decision. And Teddy, you had a chance to speak with one of those guys that's fallen behind Michael Covington, and he's not too happy.
No, Vernon Forrest. He called me in my hotel room earlier, and he was not very happy. He was dropped below Covington in the ratings from number 2 to number 4, and he's fought, you know, a lot of good fighters. He's been around a long time. He's very upset about it. You also mentioned, unfortunately, that today he stepped away. He fired his promotion team of Main Events and his manager, Shelly Finkel.
All right, so Vernon Forrest letting Teddy know that Shelly Finkel and Main Events are out. He was upset. You got to look at the rules. Unified rules will be used, and I'm sure Vernon Forrest will be getting a lot of phone calls right about now. Big ring, 21 feet by 21 feet inside the ropes for Covington and Murray. Take a look at the knockout ratio for these two, and 59% for Covington, 13 of 22, 17 of 30 for Murray. Murray has been knocked out twice.
Both those knockouts, though, came from cuts over that left eye, and there's some scar tissue there. That's a little different. And of course, Murray's a southpaw. Covington's going to have to deal with that. I think this is a pretty good even matchup here.
Covington mentioned that he's 11-0 with 8 knockouts over the last year and a half. Those are the combined records of those opponents, 54, 106, and 5. And somehow he moved up to number 3 after that win against Larry Marks. The most amazing thing about the IBF is that Raul Frank is actually ranked number 1.
Yes.
Covington said he was offered a fight with WBA champion James Page, but he didn't want to exactly have to deal with Don King, deal with the options that would come with that.
You know, it's not so amazing when you look at these guys and look at who their promoters are, that they're rated that high. I hate to say that, but I believe Raul Frank is promoted by Don King. So when you look at that, then all of a sudden, you know what? It's not as amazing that he's rated that high. It's wrong, but it's not as amazing.
So we'll find out tonight about Covington against a veteran guy in Murray. Murray fought here on Friday Night Fights on June the 25th here at Foxwoods, 10-round draw with Robert Frazier. Murray said he didn't jab enough. Murray was ranked as high as number 4, but his ex-manager, in a fight against Derek Graham in December of 1998, allowed the fight to be reduced not from 10 or to an 8, but to 6. And Murray wasn't prepared to go the short distance and lost the fight and lost his ranking. Now his manager at the time is his ex-manager.
Especially cutting down to 6 rounds because it's a slow start, and you can see a little bit of that here. So far, kicks around the way, even though Covington's not doing a lot, he's at least pressing the fight. Right now, Covington's not extending that jab, not snapping that jab out. He's just kind of like getting a distance jab going. Kind of a feeling.
Despite what Murray told us about not wanting to start slowly, the Eagle has started his sword quite slowly in round number 1. Well, coming up in tonight's main event here from Foxwoods, an emotionally charged contest as Vinny Pazienza, former 2-time world champion, will step in the ring looking for career win number 47. The Tasmanian Devil will be taking on dangerous Dana Rosenblatt. That coming up in tonight's main event. here on Friday Night Fights. Bob Papa along with Teddy Atlas. And Teddy, temper, temper, temper. Vinny Pazienza is very emotionally charged. We know how flamboyant he can be. We also know how outspoken he can be. How does Dana Rosenblatt deal with the charge of Pazienza when he comes at him early in this fight?
Well, that's the key. There's no doubt about that. First of all, he's going to have to try to pot shot Vinny like he did the first 3 rounds in their first fight, and he was successful doing that. Vinny, even though he's very emotional, even though he's very aggressive, he'll leave himself open with those wide punches. Dana has to be in position to punch inside them. But when Vinny, or if Vinny gets close, Dana must not stand straight up like a statue. He must dip and be able to avoid those looping punches.
It'll be interesting to see. Rosenblatt has had problems making 160 pounds. Tonight he'll be at 166. Maybe not having to lose that weight might be beneficial for Dana Rosenblatt, who has had problems late in fights. That's coming up in tonight's main event. We begin round number 2 between Michael Covington and Andrew Murray. Covington starting to press the attack just a bit.
He used that measuring jab the first round. Now he's extended it.
Take a look at these punch numbers. And well, if there was ever a case where he used the round, at least if he used it off punch numbers, that would be a good reason to give him the round.
Either that or give it to the referee.
And one of the fine referees, Double S, Steve Smoker, third man in the ring. So now with Murray liking the move, Murray slow starter, Covington, what's your game plan to start to get this fight to pick up a little?
Well, Murray's creating distance. Everything is relative. Murray's creating distance right now from Covington. So Covington probably needs to use 2 jabs instead of 1 to close that gap. And he's using 1 right now, and that's why he's falling short. He's controlling the rounds because at least he's being aggressive. At least he's pressing a little bit. But he's not being as effective as he can be, Covington, that is. He would double the jab up, close the gap a little bit. There he doubled the jab up. Close the gap and then do something off. Like he just tried there. Murray moved his head.
Covington felt that he learned a lot in that win against Larry Marks, because he said Marks was able to take a good shot. Covington's known as a bit of a power guy with the 13 knockouts, and he said, listen, I learned how to be patient. There's never been 10 rounds before.
And Murray's the kind of guy who will come on in this fight a little bit later. And again, Covington is pressing the fight, but right now he's not cutting the ring down, Bob. He's following Murray around. You can see they're wearing out that outside part of the ring. They're making circles. He should be moving down the line, keeping Murray in front of him a little bit, moving to his right. Go straight back and he got caught by that.
This James Brooks. Right hand from Covington.
The way Murray's fighting right now, even though he's not done a lot, looks like he's going to be looking to throw counters. He's just pouring with that jab, waiting for Covington to come in. It looks like he has the appearance of a guy who's going to look to counter. Covington's going to have to be aware of that and not be lulled to sleep. You can get lulled to sleep in this kind of fight. Covington's pressing a little bit, nothing's coming at him. All of a sudden, bam, something comes. That's why you have to move every punch, even if they're not coming. Just so you're in the right habit. So when they do come, okay.
Not a lot of action. A little chess match here in round number 2. Counter right hand by Covington. It's a scheduled 10-rounder.
Start stepping. Okay?
8 of 54 for Covington.
Start stepping.
8 of 54, 3 of 46 for Covington.
How was that?
Right?
That was good.
Don't tell me yes, man. Don't do it.
Shoot your left arm.
I want the hook off the job, the right hook.
Man stole that thumbs.
Wake up. I want the right hook. You hear what I'm saying,
Your
man?
left arm going crazy.
Andrew,
Say so.
right hook off the job.
Man, it chest
No,
big.
it's
Put
all
your left arm
The
in
jab
your chest.
and turn the right hand over. Let me get this punch out of behind it.
Right?
See the flow.
Wake up.
As long as it's
Off your left hand, right hand, right upper side of work. Right upper side of left foot.
Welcome back to Foxwoods. Michael Covington, Andrew Murray underway. Round number 3 in this 10-round welterweight bout. Bob Papa along with Teddy Atlas. First 2 rounds, sort of a chess match. Neither guy has done a lot. Covington has landed a few more punches. The first round, these two combined to land just 3 punches. pitches at 66 3. Up a little bit more in round number 2. Punch numbers for you to digest. In round number 2, you see Covington had the slight edge. How about this? Through 2 rounds, combined for a 155 jabs, landed 6.
It's about the time you would think that Murray's slow starter would start to heat up a little bit and not look just for count.
Covington got caught, and Covington goes down.
He never saw that punch. He's out. He is out.
He is out and probably out of the top 10.
He was just starting to dip a little bit. He never saw the punch. Dipping a little bit to do something. Murray threw a left hand. Southpaw position. Right over.
Referee is there. Covington is out. So are the doctors.
You don't see a lot of legitimate knockouts. That's a legitimate knockout. When a guy gets caught in a clean punch he doesn't see coming. That's what that was. And it was off a little bit of a timing punch.
Covington is not responding. The doctor's asking him a question, and he is not. He's out, Teddy. He is right in front of us, and he is out cold.
He was reaching in a little bit, like he was going to do something. All of a sudden, he was looking down. He got caught over the top with a left hand.
They're asking him, do you know where you are? Do you know where you are at? And he has really not responded right now, and the doctors are taking close care right now of Michael Covington. And Andrew Murray comes over to take a look. Murray just blistering Covington here in round number 3.
Remember now, the people are doing what they're supposed to do. The doctors are keeping them immobile. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong. It just means they're doing their job right now. They're keeping them immobilized.
Covington is finally responding to some questions from the doctor.
Yes, the doctors are handling it professionally the way you're supposed to. Don't let the guy move.
Now they have the flat board out, and the EMS is immediately here in the ring. No boxing match can occur without an ambulance and an EMS crew on hand. And now they're going to put the neck stabilizer on Michael Covington, and this is all precautionary.
Exactly. Just like it would be on a football field if a guy was knocked out, was unconscious on a football field, even before they know something's wrong. Just taking the proper medical steps.
Covington is moving his arms. They will now slide him on the flat board. They will do this very carefully. Covington is on. Now the EMS and the doctors will put him on the flat board. They have all the equipment here in the ring. He is being slid on.
And again, a precautionary thing.
All right, Covington's moving his arm. You can see that he's actually wants one of his people to take the glove off, and now they will stabilize the neck even further to the flat board. We've seen this way too many times in sports, and especially in the NFL. They will immobilize his neck.
Again, just a precautionary medical move here. He was knocked out. He was knocked out cold. He's responding. You could see that he's saying to the doctors, I'm okay.
Yeah, he's moved his arms. I haven't seen him move his legs, but he's moved his arms.
And he has responded. He's conscious. He's asking for his glove to be removed now. He knows what's going on.
He was knocked out cold. The first 30 seconds or so, Teddy, when the doctor was talking to him, asking him where he was and so on and so forth, he was not able to respond. He was out cold. And Andrew the Eagle Murray, with a surprising third-round knockout of Michael Covington. And
Murray's moving his hands pretty well now.
Covington moving his arms. And he moved his arms to wipe his nose, so that's a good sign that there's obviously movement. But the doctors and the EMS crew here are not going to take any chances. They'll give him some oxygen. You see they're putting the mask on. Covington, though, has responded. He's spoken. He has moved his arms. He is alert right now. He wasn't that way for the first 30 seconds or so.
Oh, he was knocked out, but he's recovered. Right now, precautionary measures being taken.
Terrific, thank you.
But he's responding. He's getting, again, as you just said, he's getting the oxygen just because that's a standard procedure for the doctors to take. Not because of any kind of distress or anything like that.
When the doctor first came to Covington and asked him several questions, he was not able to answer. He was out cold. Now they're taking Covington out of the ring.
And
remember, this is mostly precautions. We've seen movement in the arms. We saw him respond to the doctors. He did answer questions. He asked for his gloves to be removed, but they will take every precaution, and they will take Michael Covington to an area hospital and get him a complete test out. Make sure everything is okay.
Medical people here responded the way you would want them to respond. Perfectly, quickly. They had this all done within a matter of, I'd say, 8-9 minutes.
Michael Covington is being taken out. We will, of course, update you on his situation. Any information we do receive, we will pass it along to those watching back in New Jersey, all the Michael Covington fans. And it was really a pedestrian-type fight. And then Andrew Murray here in round number 3 just caught Covington.
Yeah, it's a set-up punch here. It's a one punch from that left hand. You're going to see. You see Covington never saw that. He was about to start something himself. And Murray, just a little subtle move of his right hand, and then he shot the left hand right from his shoulder. A real solid punch. Watch this subtle move from Murray with that right hand. Just a little move with the right hand, and then he shot the left hand instead. Start one hand, throw the other hand. And it landed clean.
And the one thing that may have saved Michael Covington further injury was the fact that he landed into the ropes, because he was out cold and he could have gone straight down on the ring mat, but instead he hit the ropes, and that sort of broke some of the fall because he was out cold.
And that's probably some of also the concern of the doctors, because of the whiplash, that there may have been a neck injury. So I'm sure that's behind why they immobilized his neck, because his neck snapped back a little bit.
Well, Andrew Murray said that Covington had never seen or fought a guy of his caliber. Covington had that number 3 ranking by the IBF, albeit suspect. And tonight, Andrew Murray knocks out Michael Covington with one punch in round number 3 to pull off the upset. Let's send it back to Andre and Max.
We had mentioned just before that, we had mentioned that this is about when he's going to start. And also we mentioned around before that, you know, you can fall asleep in this kind of fight. All of a sudden the guy throws, you're thinking he's not going to throw.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. What, stick mic? Headset, yeah. Yeah, I could hear them better, all right.